In this video, we get to tour an amazing self-built Ford Transit with room for overnight guests. Lucy and John built their first van together with no experience, but this van, Lucy built herself with just a little help from others. Their van features a front convertible guest lounge area, a galley kitchen with a full oven, an indoor shower, a cassette toilet, a huge rear dinette that converts to a comfortable bed at night, and a roof deck with 2 access points. Now, as I was editing this video, I discovered that there was much more wind noise than I realized while filming. It's only a few minutes at the beginning and at the end. This video is fully captioned, so if you're having trouble with the audio, turn on the closed captioning indicated by the letters CC below.
And this is our home on wheels. We have a Ford Transit van, high roof, extended body. It was a passenger van at one point, so it was a school bus, but we ripped all the seats out and the wheelchair lift in the back to convert it into the space it is now. It's a Ford Transit 350 heavy duty, so it's got some oomph to it. And I spent 7 months full time building out this van by myself. So let me give you a little tour. Out here is our little coffee table. So when we're hanging outside, we can easily just put stuff there, cups of waters or coffees. My favorite part of the design in this entire build is this lounge living room area that also transforms into a guest bed. So I wanted to be able to host people while we were camping out and on the road, and we've had friends and family stay with us. And it simply just rotates down and around like this, and the cushion just plops right in. And then this one does the same thing, and we get almost a twin size bed that 2 people can sleep on, either this way with the seats swiveled, or this way if you really want to cuddle up together. So this is one of those unique features. We really wanted to make the space as versatile as possible, so we're able to have a guest bed, but when we're not using it, we can just use it for lounging. So we bought these hinges, jackknife hinges, from a company, and it was $100, and you can really add them to any supports. And then you can swing the back down and create like a nice space where you can utilize the space by night. We bought an IKEA mattress, and then we used an electric knife to cut up all the cushions, and then we had an upholster every single cushion that we have in the van. Our kitchen is one of our favorite parts of the van. My partner really loves to cook, so we prioritize having an oven here. So we are able to make pizzas or eggplant parm. This was a game changer for us. And we also have 3 burners as well, so we can cook tons of things at once. To open up the kitchen space, again, using like every square inch to its maximum, we have this pull-up countertop that just locks into place that we can just easily cut veggies on the side, but then we can fold it away when we're not using it. We have a nice wide sink, and then we have a 12-volt fridge right here that stores all of our goodies. We can go about 1 to 2 weeks with our food supply in here, and we have a little freezer as well. Tons of storage both above and below the kitchen. The oven itself runs off of a propane tank that we have mounted underneath the van, and we also have a propane detector inside the van. In case there are any leaks, it will immediately notify us. So it's the safest it can be in the camper van. We wanted to have as much storage as possible in this van, so we added upper cabinets almost everywhere throughout the van that we could. So right here is like our little cabinet. It has like toiletries, it has dog food in it, and other miscellaneous items. And then we had this little awkward space over here that we just decided to have an open cabinet space where we'd be able to put our few books that we were able to bring on the road that we had space for. Something that we did to maximize the space above this really huge forehead space in the van was we got a headliner shelf. So you can buy the template offline and then trace it onto any plywood and then cut it yourself, and it drills right into the bolts already existing inside the van. And this adds tons of storage up here. It's space that we wouldn't have used either way. So we're able to put like coats, jackets, blankets, all the bulky stuff right up here. One of the most challenging aspects of the van build was building an indoor shower and bathroom and making sure everything was watertight and sealed off. We really wanted to have a space where if we had guests over, they could go to the bathroom and make it feel like it was like their normal toilet. So we got a cassette toilet, so it's hooked up to our water supply. So we're able to flush the toilet. It has a deodorant inside the holding tank, and we're able to last about 2 days using it full time. And then you're easily able to dump it at an RV dump station or any public toilet. We also added this door so that if you're in there and you want privacy, you can like close yourself off and you don't feel like you have to be going to the bathroom in front of somebody, your significant other or friends or family. We, when we need to shower, we have to take like everything out, like towels, the rug, and then all of the water from the shower gets collected in our gray water tank that's mounted underneath the van. We have a 22-gallon gray water tank, and our sink water goes there as well. Our shower also is it runs hot water off of one of those instant hot water heaters. So as water's getting pumped through it, it heats up off the propane that we have underneath the van. And so it's a very efficient way to heat water. You're not constantly heating like a huge amount of water. And it's extremely hot, like hotter than showers I've taken in my own home. So we really like this system. And the ability to just, it takes up a lot of space, but the convenience is worth it for our lifestyle. Emptying the toilet is very easy. We just open this little door right here, and this entire tank pulls right out, and we're able to roll it to an RV dump station or roll it to a public toilet. We actually use public toilets a lot because they're usually at campgrounds or very easily accessible. And then there's just a little spout that comes out and you just pour it right out. So it's like as easy and mess-free as possible. This is originally supposed to be a space for our dog. We were going to have a little section of the bed that was extended so that our dog could sleep there. But then towards the end of the build, we realized we had nowhere for our hot water heater to go. So it became the hot water heater cabinet. So in here we store a lot of extra like window coverings or whatnot, but we have the Excel hot water heater. So that essentially, it just water pumps right through it, and with propane it heats up the water to over 100 degrees pretty instantaneously, so we can get hot water either in the shower or also at our sink. Our hot water heater is safe to use indoors. It will automatically shut off if there's a depletion of oxygen that's marked unsafe by the system. But just to be sure too, we like to have it vented when we can on nice warm days. So we have little slits on the top of the wood right here that vents it naturally. And we have a skylight that's actually a boat hatch that opens up. So we can open that right up for easy venting of both the hot water heater, but also just give more air in here. So we got inspiration from friends we met on the road to have cedar plank ceiling, tongue and groove. We really love it because it adds this really natural tone and like brings your attention directly up to the ceiling. It was a little bit of a pain to install. Like in the back of the van, everything's pretty straight. Once you get up here, it's very curved. So having this like very thin cedar ceiling made it a little bit easier to flex to the curvature. If I had to do it over again, I would recommend putting some sort of thin plywood behind it as a support, because we do see the tongue and groove starting to disconnect when we get on really like washboard roads. We wanted to make sure that when we left our dog in the van, when we were gone for hours at a time, that we were able to have some sort of climate control, not only with our heating system, but with our AC. So we actually bought a Kingtec 12-volt AC system. It takes a lot of power, so we have 400 amp hours of lithium battery supply to supply this AC, and we can probably run it 4 hours if we're fully charged at max. So this allows us to leave the van. We put all the window coverings on because we have a ton of windows in here to keep it as cool as possible. We also have it very well insulated with Thinsulate, and then having this on to like to keep it in like the 70s or 80s makes us a little bit more comfortable about leaving our dog here for extended periods of time. We bought this van as a school bus, so it originally came with an emergency exit right here. So we had a huge hole in the roof, and we were trying to figure out how to utilize the space, and we found the perfect size boat hatch that would fit here. So we decided to replace it with this Skylight that we can also open up. And if you have like the upper body strength, you can actually pull yourselves up and onto the roof deck that we built. But there's also a ladder on the side that I climb up. We also, in addition to the AC that we rarely use, we have our Maxxair Fan right here. So the van came with all these windows that we were able to just frame out because it was a passenger van. And one of the best parts is that they came with windows that would open. So we can open these back windows and then have this fan suck all the air coming through and up, and it creates this really nice cross breeze that really cools down this space during hot days. One of the few parts of the build that I had assistance in, we had our next door neighbor who like dabbled in carpentry to help us with these upper cabinets. So they provide a ton of storage. We keep all of our pots and pans right here. We also added these like spring latches to keep them up. We know a lot of van lifers who just hold it up with their head, but this was like a lot easier for us to implement. But we also have tons of storage back here as well. We have like all of our food items here and like electronics and whatnot. And then they lock with these magnetic locks. So when we're on really bumpy roads, like they'll rarely open up. Occasionally we'll get like rice vinegar that gets thrown out. So depending on how bad the road is. And then right here, this is my cabinet. This is where I keep all my clothes. So I had to downsize a good amount, but this is my entire wardrobe. So I think a lot of people are shocked at how small that is, but I've seen other van lifers that definitely have compacted it to a way smaller wardrobe than what I have. And this is where we keep all of our pillows. So when it's in the dinette mode, we just like stuff these in here so that they're out of the way so we can easily use this dinette space by day. So this is our large dinette area. We have a little swivel table here that we can use if one of us is working, but we also have a larger table that fits to this base where we could have potentially 6 people sitting here. We've done 4 people where we're playing cards at night, but we really like the versatility of this space because it opens up this back area so much more. By night, the table, our longer table, sits on both of these lips and fills in this entire gap, and then our back cushions come in and they fill in the space. So we have almost a queen size bed in the back by night, but it turns into this enormous dinette area by day that we're able to work from, eat at, play games at. So we really like that the space changes so much and we're able to utilize at all times. I know some people don't like converting it every single day, but for us, like, it opens up the space. It makes the van feel so much bigger that it's worth our while to do it every morning. We have a 30-gallon freshwater tank that we're able to fill from the back area of the van about once a week with 2 of us using the water. We have hot water going to our sink and hot water also going to our shower, so we're able to shower also on the road, but very much military showers, like churning off the water and then soaping up without the water on. The reason we have our back area where the dinette is slightly lifted up since we needed a way to hide all of our plumbing. So all our plumbing actually goes underneath this gap between the 2 floors. And since we had some extra space, we were able to also put like a little picnic table that slides out. So when we open the back doors, we have a nice work area out there, or just like a lounging and being able to put stuff out there as well. For our electrical system, we have 400 amp hours of lithium batteries. We have a 3,000 watt inverter, mostly because our coffee machine is 1,600 watts, so it takes a lot of power. Solar, we have 700 watts of solar. So a good amount of solar where we can be completely self-sufficient. And we've never had issues with our energy supply because we're very built up to boondocks, so we never have to plug in, even though we have the option to plug in as like a safety measure in case we go weeks on end in the Northwest with like no solar whatsoever. But our back battery system gets charged from our solar panels, but also when we drive, we have a DC to DC charger that charges the back batteries as well. And then also, because we work remotely on the road, we have a cell signal booster. We did not get the WeBoost because it was a bit out of our price range, but we found something comparable called MIMO, M-I-M-O. There are many versions of it on Amazon, and it's about $85. The only limitation is that it has a 70-degree angle towards trying to find signal that it can boost when the WeBoost is 360. But we're okay with that because if we're in an area where we don't have service, we can just keep rotating the van until we find service. and we have this is our router, and we have a T-Mobile hotspot, so we're able to use this hotspot for all. We have 50 gigabytes that we use on a monthly basis, and then on top of that we have Verizon cell service plans where we have Wi-Fi and hotspots off that. So if we're ever in an area where we don't have T-Mobile, we can use our hotspot on our Verizon phones. So it's really good to diversify, at least have 2 different carriers, because then you're most likely to have service in most areas you travel in. Yeah.
For sure.
Towards the end of the build, I got really annoyed with painting and sanding and repainting. So all the random wallpaper you see, that was when I was just so fed up with painting. I was like, we're just gonna stick on this wallpaper and call it a day. So I have wallpaper here, and I have some back here, but it adds like a nice little break from all the white in the van. So I do like it. So we added this bug net right here. We're from the Northeast, and so during the summers, it was crucial that we had a bug net because we'd leave our van doors open for like 2 seconds and the entire van was covered in mosquitoes. So we have this for the sliding door, so we're able to just roll it down and zip it, and it seals off this space so we can keep the doors open and like a nice air breeze coming through. We also bought some of these screens for the back doors as well. We just haven't installed it yet, but we plan on doing that before the summer comes around. So this is the picnic area that I talked about earlier, where we can just slide it out from this little like lifted floor area. So it allows a nice little seating area back here. We also have our shore power right here, so we can easily just plug in if we need to, but we haven't had to yet because we're completely self-sufficient with the solar and charging when we drive. Extra outlets back here, so we can plug in computers and work from back here. And this is our water fill inlet, so you have to open this up and connect a hose to it, and that goes right into our 30-gallon water tank that's stored in this bench area. And then over here, all of our electrical is in this bench area. So without the lofted bed option, we lost space for our bikes to go, so we decided to get a bike rack that swivels out of the way, so we're still able to open the back doors fully. So this fits 4 bikes, and we also put other miscellaneous things back here, but it's really easy because it'll swivel back and forth and lock into place when we're driving.
I'm so impressed with Lucy's build. It is really dialed into exactly what they need, and it turned out stunning. If you'd like to see more van and rig tours, van life tips, and other information to help women get on the road, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I appreciate your thoughtful comments, and if you'd like to join in deeper conversation, join our Facebook group, Gal Adventures. This is Joni with The Galavan. Enjoy your journey.